Hello, I'm Joachim Duplessis. Welcome to the HTS Epoll. It's your opportunity to weigh in on the most pressing issues of the day. The Ministry of Education is implementing an interim policy to create a more inclusive school environment by revising student regulations. A circular dated August 29, 2025 from Chief Education Officer Beverly Diodoni outlines the new guidelines for the academic year. According to the document, the ministry has instructed school administrators to stop sending students home or denying them access to classes because of their hairstyles. The new policy also states that schools cannot require students to cover their hair for participation in school activities. This change is being met with a mix of support and opposition. Proponents believe the policy will promote students' dignity and provide a welcoming and supportive learning environment for all, while opponents worry that relaxing standards could lead to a decline in discipline. The circular stresses that all staff members should be aware of these new rules and treat students fairly and respectfully. The government says the policy's goal is to ensure that all students have a positive and inclusive space to learn. So we asked, given the new school hairstyle policy, do you think it's a good change? We took to the streets to get your opinion, and here's what you had to say.
It should be something that it's a way to express themselves, and there's also prejudice in that as well, because some schools, Indians, for example, if a male Indian has their hair long, it's all right because, well, it looks a certain way. But then if, maybe, I don't know, a Negro male has hair because it doesn't look as straight or as tidy. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be tidy. Obviously, if you have hair, whether you're a male or a female, you should be coming to school with your hair in a tidy way. But, I mean, they will, target the Negroes and say, well, oh, you should cut your hair. So times have changed. So this has gone to court and everything. So I support the decision. They should totally, let that thing go.
That is thing to bring the country even worse than how it is there now. Because at first, we know all boys used to cut their hair and go to school. Now, you don't know which is the boy and which is the girl. Because we ourselves cannot even talk to our grandchildren. Because it's such a difficult task for us. Because when we are telling our children one thing, and then they go to the school, government is giving them another thing. I don't believe that's a good idea.
You see, before, parents was allowing the children, they was going to take the people to court if they are doing that. But now, they release that, and I think it is a good thing. It's a good thing because a lot of children need education, and then for the sake of that, they used to stay out of school. But today they are going. I am very glad about that.
Because I think hairstyle don't really affect people learning, so therefore I think if that's the case, then I support that, because when you really look at it, women in particular who have to go and prepare every night or a few days for hair, that takes up time, and if they want to have braids, they can just have braids and have it for a period of time, and then they just have to get up and just go. Whereas guys, look now, guys growing hair, so they could just do their hair, don't have to worry about going and do hair often, and just have maybe whether it's plaits, cornrows, whatever. So when you will look at it, you have Indians who normally come to our schools and their hair is long, and we do make it an issue. But when it's us Negroes, we come with our hair long, and then they make it an issue, want to give you all kind of punishment for that, and then I think it's unfair, and there should be no discrimination whatsoever to our people. So I think the fact that they relax on that, that's a brilliant thing.
Yeah, I support the idea, because before, when the Indians used to go to school, their hair long, there was nothing for that. And right now, I support it 100%, because right now the Rastafarians can go to school and with their hair well set up. So I see it's really important for us there right now.
I believe this is long overdue. I mean, this day and age, we're in 2025. So 30 years ago, you could have tell a child they couldn't come to school with their hair combed or plaited, but I believe that should not affect a child education. And it has even gone so far that parents have actually brought schools to court and whatnot. I don't believe that should have gone so far. So I totally support the government relaxation of the child hair, combing their hair to come to school. And this is, as always, was discrimination, because take, for example, an Indian can come to school if his hair long on his back. So what happened if a Rasta or a black child cannot come with his hair combed. As long as the hair is combed properly, there should not be any problem.
There are so many rules that are still have the basis of colonial thinking. We still have an idea of what hair should be like. You know, straight is nice and kinky is bad. So I think the opportunity for black boys and girls to actually stand in their own authentic self with their hair is phenomenal. And the rules it govern. So I've heard persons being concerned about it governs color, it governs braids, it governs accessories, etc. But allowing black children to stand as black children, because a lot of the time some of these rules and restrictions, they did not apply to the Indian child or to the white child. He could have had his hair long in a ponytail or flip, but anytime it was a black child, then it had to be cut close to the scalp. So in and of itself, the rules were not across the board. So I am in great favor of that move. Absolutely.
People have taken the government to task and all these kind of things for such a long time that has been going on. So finally the government make that decision to relax it. I think it is very, very, very good. At least the students will be a little more free up. You know, at least when they go to school, they don't have to worry about their hairstyle. And nowadays, it's craig. All the children is craig. They want to take and grow their hair. So I think it's a very good thing. I think the timing was good also. I mean, you know, so it's very, very, very good.
Now to our new discussion. Solid waste management is a critical issue that directly impacts public health and the environment. The recent fire at the Vieux Fort transfer facility has brought this issue to the forefront, highlighting the challenges faced by local authorities. During the previous administration, the Vieux Fort landfill, nearing the end of its life cycle, was decommissioned to make way for the Desert Star Holding project. As a replacement, the Chasney government acquired several incarcerator-type devices at a cost of $11 million. However, according to the current administration, these devices, now inoperable, did not work as advertised and have failed to provide a viable solution. This has necessitated the costly hauling of waste from the south of the island to the Deglo landfill in Castries, a practice costing the government approximately $2 million annually. The current SLP administration is now working with the World Bank to establish a new waste facility. This situation raises concerns about the effectiveness of past and present waste management strategies and the long-term solutions needed to address these persistent problems. So we ask, given the recurring issues at the Vieux Fort facility, do you believe the proposed construction of a new waste facility is the best long-term solution to address St. Lucia's solid waste management challenges? Remember, our Epoll team is always on the go to get your responses as well. Watch the HTS News Force from 7 p.m. for the results and a new discussion.